he was, he was great.
That brings me to my question, man. Like, because I'm getting to that age where it's like, gotta start thinking about, the future and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like, especially with the misses and stuff like that, talks about it.
You said you're back to boys up, bro. What
So,
do you mean?
100%. Back to boys up all day.
Ball and chain. Yeah, go on. Ask away.
I wouldn't call it that, bro. I get in trouble for that.
That's because she can hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. But no. So like, my question is like, with this day and age, with like the way the world is in general and stuff like that, and like the future's so like uncertain. Yeah, like it's like, do you think it's a good time to sort of like think about having kids? When's a good time to have kids? There's
no good time. Everyone's different, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Rhyme or reason. It's. I don't know. As I said, I wasn't planning. I wasn't going there. We'd bought a house with Amy. We'd had the dog.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on having a kid at that stage, but it was definitely something that was there.
Yeah, for
and it just happened to us, and I'm really glad it happened as early as it did, because now, like I said, I really enjoyed being a younger, older dad in the senior edition.
Because you lived your life when you were 40 too.
So, we sort of started doing, I was able to do stuff when I was young enough with the 40. And as I said, I got my old man again, he worked his tail off, but when he came home from that work at 5 or 6 at night and I'm in the backyard by myself kicking a soccer ball, he was out there. So, he was coaching the team and things like that. So,
I fucking hate it when you coach that team.
As far as, is it a good time? I don't know, man. There's always something going on in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
There really is, and you can you've just got to control what you can control in relation to that. And if you're happy with where you guys are and everything like that, and it's definitely wouldn't say not plan it. If you can plan it, it's always better. But as I said, I really enjoyed being a younger, older dad. If that makes sense,
Can you guys get married first? Because party.
Yeah, apparently, we need a party. But as I said, in saying that, that was going to be my question. I said, when's that happening, man? What's going on?
Hey, what are you going to pop the question, bro?
Bro, honestly, those things are just like, for me, I just want to get settled first. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be good, man. Like, I want to give my kids shit that I didn't have. I want to give them the life I didn't have. Yep. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, I guess I would be able to do that right now, maybe. Okay. But like,
can I look,
man?
Amy said to me,
so scary.
Amy said to me at the time, like, she didn't worry about getting married or anything like that. And obviously I did ask her at that time and all that sort of thing. And because I wasn't going anywhere, I knew that sort of thing. And as I said, to this day, I spend half my time in Brisbane, half my time in Noosa. I miss Amy when I come a lot.
Yeah,
and as I said, and it's just that, don't get me wrong, we don't sit there and watch the same shows because she watched some terrible TV.
Kardashians.
She's just goddamn Housewives of somewhere.
I feel the same way, man.
So I can't. So I'm watching the New South Wales get robbed in the next team, in the next room or something like that.
I don't think he wants to go. You do not want to. You do not want to do that. You don't want to do that, bro.
Yeah. But as I said, the thing is, I think in our case, Amy and I, like, we're chalk and cheese, but it just worked. It just worked for us. But as I said, there's always something going on. There's always something in the world going on. You just got to look around at how seriously jacked up it is at the moment around some of the places when you got, I don't know, whether it be global financial or, wars and
just gas
everything
prices.
Going on.
Gas prices, and it's not going anywhere, dude. It doesn't do anything. So if you're happy with where you are, and
I'd say you're never ready for a baby until you have the baby.
Kids,
well, I'm more
kids are good,
about...
dude. As I said, for the most part, I'm happy with what I got.
100.
Drew's a short straw.
I mean, obviously, Amy could have done a better job in some places.
Here we fucking go.
But no, there's always something going on in the world, man. It's in relation to that sort of thing. So if you're happy to bring a kid in the world, and
well, my whole thing is like, does the world, like, it's a topic.
Is the world ready?
That's my second question, right? Like, well, that's my first question.
Yeah.
But my second question is like it's like,
yep.
I'm not certain the world's even going to be a thing in like my life, my kid's not going to live a full life. I personally think.
Speculation. You don't know. Man.
I know. But like, just bro.
Sorry, you can hear.
If he
so
thought about
much
that, he would be worried about like Y2K.
Yeah.
He never would have made it past
Y2K.
2000.
What the fuck is Y2K? Someone tell me what Y2K is.
Y2K was when the clock ticked over from 1999 to 2000.
Oh no, I did hear about this.
The world was going to end. Computers were going to shut
everyone
down.
believed it.
Sort of
Oh, the Millennium Bug or whatever the fuck it was.
All that sort of stuff, mate. And that just, I'm not going to have a kid because the world's going to end at 2. Seriously. Yeah.
It sounds like a vegan thing, to be honest.
All right, babe.
Moving
Babe,
on.
you hear that?
Having a baby.
We're having a baby tonight.
You're welcome.
So,
Don't be scared,
moving
man.
on from some more stories with you.
You're ready, dude.
No, hard. Yeah, I'll fuck with that.
Yeah,
No, I wanted that.
No, 100%.
That's why I asked you.
Don't
know?
you go anywhere.
You're on the other fuck? Have you seen my fucking ex-girlfriend? Ain't going shit, man.
Your mother
are
has
ready.
your mother has broken up with more of your girlfriends than you have.
Fun fact, yes.
Oh, he was telling me about that. He
Yeah,
was telling me
dude.
about
Not
that.
getting into it.
No,
No, we're getting into it, bro.
I think
Holy
bullshit.
Can you text this for me?
No.
What do I say here,
No.
mummy?
So
Mummy, can you do
when
this
I
for
was,
me?
listen. When I was in
Zach,
when I was in grade 11, she broke up with one of my ex-girlfriends. At the time, she broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Before that, no, I had fucking.
And then you copy and
two
pasted
other
that
ones,
text
yeah.
for everyone after that, right?
I fucking hate my friends, man.
Mum loved it. Well, mummy, what do we do here? You want some advice, Zach, from your dad? No, it's mummy.
No, bro. Fucking
Mum,
bullshit.
tell me.
But,
Rip the Band-Aid off,
nah,
kid.
fuck that shit. All right, moving on from that.
What about the one in America, dude?
Oh, bro, I dated a fucking porn star.
What was it? Well,
Fucking stripper, whatever you want to
say
do.
her name? Was that long?
Yeah,
ago?
her name was Star.
Shit. Anyway, mum goes.
You
That,
can say star. No one's gonna Google star.
That's what I'm saying.
he was
But
all.
like,
You were all.
That's
of
like every
I was-
stripper in
I was
every
12,
club
bro.
ever.
I
He
was
was all
12.
12. Mum goes. That's not gonna. That's a stripper's name. That's not gonna last.
Oh wait, her real name was Star.
Her real name was
Her
Star,
parents
bro.
named her to be a stripper. Was her mum a stripper?
She was fucking hot too.
Yeah, her mum was a stripper.
Dude, I don't know, man. Your mum broke up with that one too.
No. Alright, fuck it, moving on. So speaking of America, we moved to America.
Oh, yeah.
You had a fucking ball over there.
I had a ball, so I moved to America. Long story short, I had a job where I was project manager at a company, and I was working 6-7 days a week and all that sort of stuff. And then Amy had got a job after Jake was born, and then
I was 8.
Amy started getting one of the first online jobs, so she started she got a computer and was helping out with an organisation for postnatal depression, basically, and all that sort of stuff. And she got one of the first computers, and when Google first came in, and all that sort of thing.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
early, and all that sort of stuff. So she jumped online, and like I'd go to work, and she'd be online doing just learning. And back in there, you're talking dodgy chat rooms with Ukrainians and European hackers and all that sort of stuff. She just learnt shit. And
Can't talk to them anymore.
And that's where she met. That's where she met. That's where she got a job. Eventually, she started working for free for years and years with this with a oh Jesus.
Get the fuck out. Get out.
Catch you later, guys.
Let
I'm
your
leaving
dad
the podcast.
talk. Get out.
Who gave him that? So she was working online, and she started getting busier. The kids were young, and she needed help. And I had a job. And I told her, if you ever get a job again, get a career. And she was really doing really well. So I ended up. I quit my job as a project manager, and I ended up getting a job at Virgin baggage handling. Great job. The first job I had where I could actually. You go and you do your job, you walk away, you don't have to think about it when you leave. And it was good fun.
Love that shit.
But the reason I quit it was because I was either home for breakfast or I was home for dinner. So they help out with the family and kids and take schools and all that sort of stuff. So Amy could concentrate on what she did. And eventually she started getting paid and all that sort
Basically,
of stuff.
mum was the bread maker.
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. And then I was happy with that because it had been years the other way around. And it was really good and it was great for your mum.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it got to a point where the boss said, look, you've gone as far as you can in Australia sort of stuff. Do you want to come and move to America? I said yes. She thought about it. And I just go. Like, we're going to regret. These guys are like man. 8 or 9 or something like that.
So we moved to LA when I was 8 years old.
That wasn't a smooth process because people jacked up visas and this, that, and the other. And
oh, fuck. We got deported.
We got deported at one point and then came back and did everything right. Oh, it was just
we had to dig a tunnel with fucking spoons to get back.
The chick that did the visas.
I doubt that.
The chick that did the visas over there was just didn't do it right and all that sort of stuff. And
What was her name?
No.
No, because she's got a funny name too.
She
It's
does
not
have
fair.
a funny name, and that's a whole other story because your mum used to freak out when she was home alone with them and because she lived
Oh,
over
yeah,
there.
she's a fucking lesbian.
No, she.
Oh no, she's a. No, what is she?
Dom.
She's a dom. Fuck it.
And-
Her name was
No!
Cat. Her name was
No,
Cat.
no.
Her name's a fucking daughter Cat.
Anyway, so her and I. Anyway,
Hey,
so
yo, I knew a few people named Cat.
Yeah, shit name.
Wait, Catherine?
No, just
No,
Cat.
just Cat.
no, cat.
She's the
Oh,
fucking
maybe
like,
beat that out, but yeah, I knew a Cat.
bro. She used to, dude. She used to like probably like dom this fucking guy, like proper dominatrix.
Amy rang me one night because she moved over there before we did come. I'm freaking out. So what's going on? He goes, "Oh, I've got a couple."
This is wait, sorry.
Got to cover.
This is before we moved there. Mum had been there to visit.
She'd been
by herself.
she'd been over there to organise the wedding.
Yeah.
We'd already been to visit.
No, but she was there by herself. I'm saying.
Anyway, she's staying with these guys. And she goes, "I've got to cover my feet because he's got a foot fetish." And I can't. I'm in Australia. I can't do that shit. You really freak me out. Anyway, so that's right. So we ended up. We eventually got over to America. And that was great. I loved it because basically we had a role reversal. And my job was to look after the kids.
Yeah.
And then Amy went to work. And, you know, she worked for a web hosting company who, and they were, you know, as I said, she was really good friends with the owner's
Son.
middle son. Had 3 boys. And
Shout out Chad. He does watch.
Hey, Chad, how you going, man?
Chad.
Chase and Clay. They're all good guys. But
Chad, Chase, and Clay.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
so great.
So American,
They're-
dude.
wow,
Red, white, and blue, man. Red, white, and blue.
They're the maddest
Red, white, and
motherfuckers.
blue. And then, so we moved over there, and Amy was working. I had a role reversal, so I was looking after the kids and taking them to school, and which is obviously, you can imagine the novelty that was when you got a dad rocking up to school in the first place, but then you got an Aussie dad
Right.
sort of thing. And I was,
Especially like in America, like white picket fence house, like proper like.
Yeah.
No, we're in a good spot. We're in.
It was good.
We're in Orange County area, so it was really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That sort of stuff. And then eventually we moved into a bigger house, and we moved in with one of the ladies that worked there was named Lee, and her daughter Honor. Shout out to Honor and Lee.
Your sister.
We moved in with them, and then so we could live in a bigger house in a nice area and all that sort of stuff.
Big
We
swimming pool.
15 minutes from Disneyland, and Amy could go to work. We had the big American truck and all that sort of stuff.
In our backyard we had a swimming pool with 4 water fountains going into the swimming pool and a hot
That's
tub.
cool.
And that was just stock standard in that area.
Yeah.
and all that sort of
That
stuff.
was like oh yeah, you're like kind of middle class, I guess.
But that was really good. I enjoyed all
cool.
that. That was
Sick.
America was a really good experience for me. Amy just worked her tail off, and it wasn't for her itself. It wasn't all it was racked up to be because she just worked a boss, and the boss was a bit of a.
She just worked.
She just worked, and her owner was a bit of the owner who she moved over there. Promises were made, never kept, and all that sort of stuff. But the thing was that we made, as I said, the 3 brothers, Chad, particularly Chad and Clay, Chad and Chase, were just like family. Like I said, they were great. We had some great experiences, and Amy used to go on conferences. She got to see way more of America, and got to see all the New York and
That's cool.
San Francisco, and she'd basically, her and Chad would used to arrange to go on conferences just so they could go and see somewhere, because Chad would carry the bags and get Amy. They'd go to conferences where like they were up there with Google people and get invited to all these Google parties and things like that and stuff like that. And this is, as I said, MySpace was a thing at that point.
MySpace was huge.
Yeah, at that point, that was it. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
And all that sort of thing. So she did, you know, Amy never blows her own trumpet. She was really well, and she did really well.
No, she was good.
She had some really good opportunities there where she could have left that place and offered some stupid money to go work some places because she had skills and experience and a name.
But she was loyal.
She was loyal. She did loyalty, man. And loyalty cost us a shitload of money. Loyalty cost us a shitload of money, but again, you can't. That's not a bad thing, as I said, with that sort of thing, sort of stuff.
But when you were over there as well, you used to ride motorcycles.
So the boys were over there. They all had Harleys. The father basically was the family. The father had a history, and got himself out of it. But he always loved motorcycles, and they're all Harleys, and they wanted to be in clubs. So there was a couple of clubs over there that they were associated. Well, the boys were never associated with, but the father sort of did. And he's no longer with us. He's unfortunately he's no longer with us he's basically lifestyle. He's health reasons. He's long story short, he died of liver. So he's hepatitis. Hepatitis caught up with him in the end. And but as I said, I got to ride Harleys with some. And I love bikes, and I got to ride Harleys. And as I said, there was this group that they were with, and they were under the guise of a 1% club, but they were a Christian motorcycle club. So we'd rock up on a Sunday. He just said, "We're going for a ride." I said, "What am I riding?" He said, "You're riding this Harleys." Sweet, no worries. It was
Fucking
awesome.
nice.
Sure.
Big,
If you want me to,
like,
fine.
big chopper
Twist my arm,
Harley.
twist my arm, force me,
They had
fuck.
the bikes. And the boys, so we're all coming along, and so, you know, where we going? I say, so they would go and they would either go to a, they'd organise it. They'd go into something to support some restaurant or to support some friend's place, or they'll go into a barbecue. It was always that sort of thing on a
Or
Sunday.
hold up an RSL or something.
Yeah, none of that sort of
Something
stuff.
small. man. Something small.
I want to say, make no mistake. As much as these guys treated me like gold, I don't want anything to do with them.
No,
It's
okay.
not a lifestyle. It's not a thing you want. The brotherhood is, to be honest with you, it's scary. I met some scary human beings that I was extremely didn't want a thing to do with.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't realistically gauge that at the time because I'd never been in that situation before, and didn't realise.
It's all in hindsight.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then, we're right. They go, okay, we're riding in packs. They've all got their cut. Don't remember, they got the cuts on that sort of stuff. We're riding in packs. They got the Oz here. They'd say a prayer. Got Oz here. Yeah, hey guys, we're doing a saying a prayer. We're going to be riding half an hour, 45 minutes to here. Just keep up. So, and that whole thing that you see where they riding that pack, and I thought, that's bullshit. No way, man.
Bro, they take the freeway up.
They take the freeway up, and I just got told, okay, you stay with this guy. I'll call him Turtle. He said, you stay with this guy, ride beside him, and you'll be right. Okay, no worries. And I'm riding down. We're in a freeway. So you're in the LA freeways, and I'm coming down. I'm white knuckled. I'm just scared shit. Coming down the freeway, and we've got to get across 4 lanes of traffic. And
So you're getting across to the toll lane.
to the
basically.
toll lanes / the fast lanes.
That's basically in our turn, the far right lane, the fast lane.
Yeah.
You got to have 2 people in the car, or you got to be in the motor.
And I hadn't ridden in. I've never ridden in packs at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I raced around with 2 or 3 mates growing up in the bush and all that sort of stuff. And these, I'm talking like 30, 40 guys here, and we're flying. It was great fun. I'm thinking this is awesome, and I'm watching the guy in front of me named Turtle. He's one-handed touching the cars as he's riding past them and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's
Putting
just, 'cause
foot
he's
on
comfortable,
semi-trailers.
Put his foot on the semi-trailer as he's going, and I'm white knuckling, just hanging on, going. And it was really good. It was great. It was a great experience. They got up to the red lights. If the guy in front goes through, which is the president or whatever they call themselves, you just keep going. And we went through that, did all that sort of thing, and that was a really good experience. Like, again, don't recommend the lifestyle or anything for anybody at all. Don't think it's, that whole, it's not. They're some of these a lot of scumbags.
Just out of curiosity, did you see anything?
No.
No.
I didn't see any criminal or any of that sort of stuff activity. Didn't really go search. I didn't really put myself. I did.
We were on a visa, mind you, as well.
We've got to be
so
careful of the visa.
Oh, of course.
So there was one day that I went. They were having a barbecue at a beer garden. That's what we call a beer garden. And no one else wanted to go. And I thought, I'm going for a ride. So I went for a ride. Okay. And I went there. A couple of beers. Had a sanger. Bought a ticket and a raffle sort of thing. British stock standard. And as I said, there was people around there that some of them that just said I knew. Some of them just people. And then I left. As I'm leaving, I can see that the cops have raided their clubhouses I've gone past, which I've never been in. I can see that there's police everywhere, which is unusual, but it's also a massive bike riding area for your jock rockets and everything like that. So, not really. Anyway, so I got pulled over. Got interrogated by their big boys because of where I'd come from. They'd been watching.
Didn't prior there was a...
There was prior to that, though, that club and another club had a fight at a whole other area away and all that sort of stuff, which drew attention, and they just knew. So it was scary, man. It was these boys are no joke, as I said. And I'm soft, dude. Make no mistake, And they had the bad cop. They had the bad cop, good cop. They had the guy with the short man syndrome trying to fucking scare the shit out of me and all that sort of stuff. But the other guy was really good, and I just obeyed and I answered all the questions they needed answered, and they put me in handcuffs. The first and only time I've ever been in handcuffs. Scary shit,
Fun.
And all that. So no, scary shit. And then that was the lecture I got from this particular guy who was really good, not the short guy, the other guy. He goes, man, and he said, they don't play around here. He said, you'd ride and you come from a guy like that and someone sees you in the wrong place, sees you. He said, they will ride up beside you and kick you off your bike or
Hurt
put you in a ditch. And they just said, that's legit. He said, and that was come from the... And that stage, I was already scared shitless. Don't get me wrong. So
I don't know.
and as I said, I wasn't riding with a group. That was just me riding by myself. I just happened to come from the wrong place.
Yeah.
Guilty by association.
It wasn't in a club. Wasn't in the club place. It was just a pub.
Yeah.
That was well known, but visited by every sort of random, as I said, from the jock rockets to all that sort of thing. And it was scary shit.
Didn't you get put in handcuffs because the boss of the company came and saw you got pulled over?
So the boss of the company we were there with he wasn't riding his bike for whatever reasons, I don't know. Anyway, so he pulled into the servo that I had been pulled over at, and he just did not give a shit about police because they had nothing on him, and he came out. When he came back, he went in. It's like a 7-Eleven. Went in, got a drink, came out because he doesn't drink or smoke or anything like that. He's come out, and the police are actually behind his four-wheel drive. And mate, he just told him where to go straight away. If you're not going to do anything and all that, so that made it really bad for me because when he did that, short man came straight to me, said, "Let's just take this motherfucker away because they can't get him. Let's take him, this motherfucker away, you know." And I've just gone shit, handcuffed him, all that sort of stuff. Took photos of my tattoos and all that sort of business because these were the ice guys. So they were no joke.
Yeah.
And I'd been talking to the other guy. He'd been sort of teaching me lessons, like respectfully. Yeah. You know, because I was respectful of them. And then, the boss came out and he just drilled him. I was sitting there going, "Oh, no, just get in your car and go away."
I had it.
I don't want to know. But these guys, that's where they handcuffed me and said, "Well, you know, come and take him away, blah, blah." And the other guy who had been talking to me said, "What for? I'd done nothing wrong. Yeah. I had everything in line. I hadn't done anything." Yeah. You know, but I thought, you know, by there they do association. Yeah. Sort of stuff. And I wasn't, as I said, it was none of that. Anyway, so that was the last time I ever went to an event. Yeah. Sort of thing like that. I rode heaps, but just no. When I rode most of the times, I never rode with those guys anyway. It was just with the family.
It was just more. It was just
the family sort of thing. But that was probably seriously one of the scariest and biggest life lessons I've learnt of how Hollywood and that sort of stuff is not really. You know, it's nothing like Hollywood, dude. It's not. It's scary shit, and you're playing with real. Because I was playing with visas and things like that. And I made sure that never happened again.
We moved like 6 months after that, though.
Pretty much 6 months after that, we ended up coming home because
just family reasons.
Just family reasons. Most I've come home and all that sort of thing. So it was just time because the boys were getting older. The visas were going to come a little bit harder when they get to the sort of 18.
Jake was going to turn 18.
He was going to turn 18 soon, all that sort of stuff. We had to make decisions. We hadn't sort of planned on coming home. We were over there for 4 and a bit years. And but we had some great. It
was great contacts, great friends, great. Well,
as I said,
community.
Those guys, as I said, those brothers and Chad and all that sort of stuff, they treated us like gold. And they as I said, a few years later, we went back over, and Mum and I didn't get invited. You didn't get invited because it was adults only.
I wasn't 18.
And best man at his wedding, we had 2 weeks in Mexico, and one of the best places on earth over there is Lake Havasu.
So fucking sick.
Lake Havasu is it's about 4 hours drive from LA. Yeah. And it's in part of Arizona inland, and it's probably I think it's about 2 hours from Vegas.
Isn't it? It's Arizona.
Yeah, it's Arizona. So you ever heard of Barstow? I don't know. See, I'm about to show my age. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and all that sort of stuff. So whenever they leave Las Vegas to go to whenever they leave LA to go to Vegas, they always stop at a place called Barstow. That's basically halfway. And from that point on, you split off to go to Vegas, or you sort of go to Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu is a massive freshwater dam. And we would go out there with this family. They had the boats and jet skis. And you talk about not having licenses and stuff. Like, I didn't have boat license or jet skis license. Yeah. We were just hammering jet skis and having a great time. You'd just pull up. They'd have a boat, big pontoon boat. You'd pull up in the boat. You jump in, fresh water, drink some beers, all that sort of stuff. Not have to worry about sharks and
just jump in, nothing in the water.
Yeah,
so fucking good. Great. 4-wheel drive tracks, big lake house, nice pool.
These guys
jet skis, jet boats,
the big raised trucks, and they had the little Polarises that you could drive on the road. You could drive on the road.
That's cool.
That's mad.
You wake up in the morning and you go to Starbucks, and it's like a 10-minute drive. And you could take the Polaris without having to worry about the truck.
But you could also sit in the back of the utes too.
Yeah, sit in the back of the utes.
Yeah, like in the trays.
I got this image. So Mum and Dad came over one day, and I wanted to give Dad an experience. Mum and Dad came over one day and one year. And my dad had never been on a jet ski before. I'm telling that story with Chad. So they took the 2 jet skis out. I wanted to give Dad an experience. And I had Dad in the back with me, and he wouldn't want to drive it. We just did the jet ski thing and then all that sort of stuff. And Zach was on with Chad. Now, Chad's 6'5", freaking tattoos and all that sort of stuff.
Fucking neck tats.
Loved him. He was a really nice guy. Chad's
my guy.
Anyway, I looked over. And Zach at that stage had the long blonde hair down to here. He was all of 12, 10, maybe 10, something like that.
Pull it up, Harry.
As I said, pull it up, Harry.
Right there!
It'll be there. And I look over at one point, we are just... because once you got off the actual big dam and you got in the river, it was dead set flat. And I look over at one stage, I'm just going, I can't get this thing any faster. And I'm going flat strap. And I look over, and here's Zach, got the sunny, he's actually steering. Chad's on the back, and Chad's just all cool. He's just sort of holding back like this. Zach's just, here he is, blonde hair just flowing out, and he's just hammering it to this thing, keeping up straight across there. And I really wish I'd had a camera at that point. At those days, because it was a really good shot. I look over and here he was, and he's just concentrating, and we were just going
hammering, bro.
Man, we were doing. We were probably doing, as I said, I'm guessing about 40 mile. I don't know. It was just couldn't go any further. But it gave the old man the experience, and
it was good. It was great over there.
So don't get
It was a cool way to grow up.
No, it was great.
There was a lot of toys.
America was great. Let's do a quick little break. Come back for the last little.
I would love a onesie.
And we're back. Wow,
you were way off.
Flawless. Transition from Harry. Thank you.
That was pretty flawed.
That was flawless.
There was so many flaws in that.
The editing that Harry does to make this flawless is insane.
Did I say that out loud?
Oh, don't worry. I was thinking it too.
So fun fact, my dad's a crossdresser.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good way to come back.
I think it's great. But when I say my dad's a crossdresser, I mean he wore a bright pink sequel fucking dress.
Sequence.
I say what I want.
I say what I want.
Seriously.
I'm dyslexic. Get it
So
from my
much like
father.
your mother.
So much like your mother.
But no, he wore a bright fucking.
I just tried to do airdrop to Harry, but it didn't come up.
No, that's why we don't do that. But we talk about this.
Yeah, but I bypassed you.
Damn.
I bypassed you.
I got the photo of you though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I got photos of you.
Is this you? Is this you in Bali, Jason?
Man, lady.
That's a good call. That's it.
Can you pass it to Harry, please? And you can look at it too.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Show me.
Pull it up, Harry.
That's me.
So, yeah.
Get a photo.
Harry-
I don't mind.
Harry's like,
show it.
Pull it up, Harry.
Pull it up, Harry.
So why did you cross dress?
Okay,
Please.
so back in the
In
day,
public.
Well, back in the day, as I said, we were one income family, struggling, all that sort of stuff, and I used to do a lot of Mum and I used to do a lot of radio competitions. So, well, long story short, I had long hair down to here. Got a call from, I want to say, radio station in Brisbane. I think it was Triple M. I'm not too sure if I can mention names. And they said, "Do you want to do this?" They were doing this competition, and they give you $1,000 for the day. And they said some guys, it went over a 2-week period, but I was only a day. Some guys had to basically lay in a pit of cockroaches, or some guy had to go in a sumo suit for a day and collect the golf balls from a golf driving range. One guy got handcuffed to a shopping trolley, and they'd send him out, and he had that for 4 days, and they'd send him out to do tasks.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah, so they rang me up. Mine was, they didn't tell me exactly what they were going to do, except for the fact that I said, "Look, my question is, do I need to wear clean undies?" Pretty much. That was.
Why was that your question, bro?
Because I don't know, dude. That was pretty much it. So I rocked up.
I'm so proud of my father.
I rocked up in the morning, and they said, "Okay, what we're going to do?" Because they never really told you what they're going to do. They said, "What we're going to do is we're going to send you out, and we're going to basically, colour you, going to cross dress you, colour your hair, wax from head to toe, pierce this, and all that sort of stuff." And I said, "I'm down with that, no worries." And at that stage, I was working for a company that installed Foxtel into the streets and everything like that. So it was a construction company. So a lot of the boys, And at that time, it was at their depot was at the end of the valley. So I rocked up. This is like breakfast, so it's 5 or 6 in the morning. Rock up. I said to head down to here. They sent me out to this place at Paddington, and I've rocked up. And here's this guy who does cross-dressing for a living. He was normal, like he was. When I say normal, sorry, everybody. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
Snowflakes.
That's it. Cancel that. Don't give a shit. So rocked up, and he was dressed in his normal attire. And he goes, "This is what we..." But what they did tell me at the time, there was a magazine called the Bulletin magazine, which was a publication that's not around anymore. But they said, "Look, this company, they was a business magazine. They're doing stories on basically what people will do for radio competitions. Do you mind if they follow you around for the day?" I said, "No, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Doesn't worry me." In saying that,
How much money were you getting paid, by the way?
this is the $1,000 I got paid, and then basically at the end, it was a 2-week competition because there were so many people, and at the end, you went in the draw for a $15,000.
Oh, whoa.
Which
That's
I
lit.
obviously didn't win, but I thought $1,000 for a day, fine, I can do that, no worries at all, that sort of thing. So then it sent me to this place at Paddington. Old mate's come in. He said, "What we're going to do is we're going to wax you from head to toe, and we're going to permeate. We're going to make your hair into a big beehive, and we're going to put a big blonde strip in it. We're allowed to do that." I said, "Oh, okay, we'll go for it, mate." I said, "Mate, free reign. Do what you want to do."
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I find myself on my jocks. Thank God they were clean. And I've got this guy taking photos of me, man. And I'm going, okay, because this guy's following me around all this time with this.
Yeah.
He's standing on the chair and taking photos of him straight down and all that sort of thing. Oh man, I don't really like this at all. It's cold. Everyone, it's cold. It was really cold.
Yeah, that's what we all say.
It was really,
Jason.
really
It's all
cold.
right. Yeah.
And then, so basically, old mate starts, and they put these long nails on you, like really long nails on you. And then old mate, and he's got like 5 or 6. They're waxing everything and all that sort of stuff from head to toe.
Yeah,
and,
girls do that because it's fun.
yeah. Oh, dude, I'm sitting there. I'm gonna be honest with you, it felt really good.
Yeah, Harry.
It felt good, man. I didn't mind it, dude. I was down.
That's right, Jason. You should feel pretty good for you,
It
man.
was good. No worries at all.
Harry tries on dresses sometimes
Yeah.
too.
But I've
That's
gone,
cool.
I've gone
We
to,
don't
but then they
hear
said,
those
okay,
stories.
we're going to go and do your hair now, dye your hair, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, no worries. He said, so I stood up and I went, I got these long nails, and I said, oh, I need hands. I need help with my pants. So they've got these guys over there pulling my pants up, zip it up. Because I got these long, I don't know how chicks do it with these long, these stupid long nails, man. I got no idea. I can't do a zipper up or anything like that. Anyway, they do the hair, and I've got my chaperone for the day was from this radio station, as I said, and they were, it was this gorgeous chick with me for the day.
Hey, Mum.
Yeah, hey mum, how you doing? Anyway, so, and of course, but every hour they're talking to you on the radio. How you going? Yeah, I'm looking great, and I'm pretty confident sort of person. I'm comfortable with talking.
Yep.
Didn't worry me. I don't know where I got that from. And everything like that.
Just
So
here,
they did that, and they did the wax, and that. Then they go, okay, the next thing is we're going to take you to Paddington, and at that time there was a piercing shop. And so, do you mind if we pierce you? I was like, yeah, go for it, no dramas at all. So, but what they did was they put these big loops in. And I actually made an agreement with the guy. I said, look, I don't know if you know this. I said to the guy, goes, if I want to, okay, I'm going to do this, no dramas, I'll talk it up, blah, blah, blah. I said, but can I come back and get them changed? And he said, yeah, no worries. So I said, what do you want to get changed? I said, I want to pierce my nipples. So I've had a nipple piercing.
That's
So I've done that sort of thing. He goes, yeah, no drama, sweet. We'll come back.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, that hurt worse than the other area I've had pierced.
I don't want to talk about that.
I kind of want to talk about that though.
You don't know it.
I do know it. I do.
I kind of want to talk about that.
I know all about it.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Moving
So,
on.
so from there, at that time it was, and they go, okay, what are we going to now? Did the piercing, you chat it up, yeah, it doesn't work, hurt, all that sort of thing. Rocking, they go, okay, what we're going to do now? They took me into David Jones. Now, at that time, David Jones was in the middle of the mall, right where HM is and all that sort of stuff, right dead smack in the middle of the mall, and it was just open, so you'd walk. What is it with you?
But I know. Sorry,
Even I know that. I'm
Keep
watching
in the mic.
Even I know that.
I know, but you're right there. Fuck off. Go,
Anyway,
go.
so they go in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do your makeup in the middle of the mall at the David Jones thing. I said, that's fine, no worries. I said, and I mean, they full on did the whole drag makeup. You'll see from the photos and all that sort of stuff. And they go, and the guy's on the phone, on the radio to me, well, this stage is like 11 o'clock, and he goes, you know, what's the say something to the chick beside you. I said, I'm looking way better than she is. And I was just like all that sort of stuff. And I didn't care because and I didn't know what sort of response you were getting and all that sort of stuff.
This is like live on radio.
This is all live on radio.
He was getting
every
fucking
hour.
responses. Like everyone was loving it.
And I couldn't hear that. And obviously Mum was listening. And I didn't know. There's no mobile phones where I can ring up and say, how's it all going? I said, okay, we keep going. Then they put me in a big pink sequin dress and high heels.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know how they wear those high heels, man. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm up there dressing me up in pink, a full-on pink sequin dress. And again, you know, I would have been 110 kilos. It wasn't like small or anything like that. I wasn't ripped or any of that sort of bullshit for sure. But again, it was a cold day.
Thick, Jason.
Yeah, thick. That was it.
You would have been under a 110.
But they set you task. Thanks, buddy. They set you
No,
task.
I've seen the photo. I'm just saying, you would have been under 110. I'm 80 right now.
I don't remember being under the
Zach's
110.
flirting with you right now.
I don't know.
That's exactly what's going on.
I've seen that photo.
Damn, bro, I've seen that photo. You look good, daddy. Damn, daddy.
So, as I said, that was funny. As I said, I was having a good time. We're walking through the mall like this on pink suit. And I've got people, as I'm walking through the mall back to the car, going, oh, we're listening to you and this sort of thing. Okay, right, sort of thing. Yeah, cool, no worries. And all that sort of stuff. And then they go, okay. And I was sort of, they go, okay, they set your task. And the next task was I had to go down to or the Shamrock Hotel at that stage. And the Shamrock Hotel was in the Five Ways of the Valley, and it was at that. You're talking back in early 2000s, and it was seedy.
Yeah,
like that's where all the stripper clubs were and all that sort of stuff. Probably still are, but that was the seedy part, like not developed like it is at the moment. And it was the middle of the day, so it's like 1 o'clock, and I go, okay, cool, I'll go down there, no dramas. And they go, we're going to set your task. You got to get someone to buy you a drink. Sweet, no worries at all, free drinks. So I've walked in. And obviously someone had given them a heads up because there was some seedy old men rocked in. I rocked in. And I didn't know at that stage it was actually a strip club, but there were strippers performing next door. And I went, I just thought I'm not staying away from that. And I did stay away from that. And I rocked in and I had nothing. This was like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've had nothing to eat since 5 o'clock. I was starving. And they go, oh, great response. And they're, the dirty old men, they're getting these photos with these guys and they're buying drinks in the public. They'd obviously had, so it was good to have publicity for them and it was buying drinks for me. Yeah. And that's fine, no dramas, I'm spurting. And then all of a sudden I just started feeling buzzed. Yeah. And they go, okay, so we're going to go down to your work now. And at that stage it was all vans and guys and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And we're going to, they've got your check for you. And that'll be the end of your day. And they go, okay, no dramas. So I've rocked up to work, and they've also been listening all day, and they're ready for me. They're just giving it to me, and all that sort of stuff, and photos, and just degenerates. But the boss comes up to me and goes, "Hey, we've got new recruits. Do you want to come in and do the intro?" I said, "Oh yeah, no worries." So I've rocked in. Hey guys, how you going? Just like to introduce myself. I'm your new manager, and this is your new uniforms and all that sort of stuff. And it was fun, and all that sort of thing, and it went really well. Like as I said, I didn't know at that stage it was going that well. And then at that stage, it was actually Kyle Sanderlands was doing the night shift at Triple M at that stage. Yeah, they ring up and say, "Hey, you're getting a really good response. Do you mind going into the night crew?" I said, "Well, you got to feed me, dude." I'm like, had 5 beers. I'm like, 5 bourbons. I'm like, done. I said, "Yep, no dramas. Come in, have a couple of hours, and then we'll send you back out for the night crew." Yeah, sweet, no worries. And got in, had a drink, met Kyle, and I think it was Helena at that stage. He was doing his show with and all that sort of stuff. I said, "What are we going to do?" "Well, we're going to send you out to Woodridge." I said, "No, you're not." Like, you're kidding me, are you?
The sun's down. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
And I said, "Who are you sending me with?" And they brought in my new chaperone for the day, and he was like 5 foot nothing. And going, where are you going to send me? He said, "We're going to send you out to Queen Street because of what you dress like." I mean, okay. No dramas. What do you want me to do? He said, "We want you to knock on people's doors and say you're the new neighbour who's moved."
Oh, fuck no.
And he said, at that day, but at that stage, what they're going to do is at the end of Queen Street, they were going to put like the Triple M Thunders or whatever they call them. I don't know. And they were doing giveaways at the end of the street. Yeah. And I don't care. I'm up for anything. It's fine. No drama. So I rocked up the first house. All I could hear is this kid in the background. This kid in the background just giggling. And because he's out of shot. He's out of sight. And I've rocked up and, "Hey guys, I'm your neighbour." I rocked up and I just need a cup of sugar. Because I've just rocked up and I'm dressed like this pink sequence dress. He goes, "They were deaf. Couldn't." And I just and they go, "What?" Anyway, anyway, got out of that one. Walked to a few more houses. We were sort of selective. When I say that, some houses weren't open. We got to one house and all you could hear. We went halfway down the street and then we got pulled over. The cops pulled up. Yeah. And I got the guy standing beside me. He goes, "What are you guys doing?" I said, "Just walk." And we just said, "Let's have some fun." I'm pimping him out walking the street. He goes, "Do you guys know where you are?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's all right. Business is good." Yeah. And old mate's just playing it up. And he goes, "Oh man, we're going to have to take you away." I said, "Whoa, hang on a sec. This is getting serious." What's going on? He goes, "Nah, just kidding." He said, "You guys are idiots though." He said, "We've been listening. We know where you were." Yeah. And he goes, "We're just joking." He said, "You guys are idiots. You shouldn't be doing this in this street. This is the worst place." It's Queen Street, man. All right, whatever. And off we went. We found the next house we found was just cars. Seriously, like the house used to be where like there's just cars everywhere out the front of it. And there's just loud music. And he goes, "You game?" I said, "Fuck yeah, let's go. No worries." Yeah. Up the stairs we rock. "Hey guys, how you going?" "How you going? I'm such and such, Jaslyn, blah, blah, blah. Come on in, man. We've been listening to you." I said, "Rightio, no dramas. Yeah, cup of sugar, let's go." And they were all seriously. As I said, at that stage, I would have been in my 30s. And they were like, "Yeah, no dramas. Let's go. Party, let's go." Sort of thing. Okay, all right. So it went really well. Long story short, we got down to the end. It was a really good day. Yeah. And as I said, but it was full on cross-dressing, a long day. Got home at like 10 o'clock at night. But as I said,
But you got $1,000 for it?
I got $1,000, and to be honest, I've honestly always wanted to do radio, and I've really liked radio. Had opportunities to do radio, to do their thunders and all that sort of stuff, what they called to. But at that time, having responsibilities and families and that, it just didn't suit the time.
And the main thing from that story as well, you got to keep the dress.
I got to keep the dress. And now
That's cool.
I came home. I came home, and obviously we did a lot of dress ups in our house.
Some more than others.
Shout out to Jake.
Some more than others.
And I came home one day from my job. This is when I was doing the thing, and I've locked up. And here's Jake walks out the front of the house in my pink sequence dress, out the front of the house. Hey, Daddy, how you going? I said, "Hey, so how you going, buddy? You all right?"
Jake is gay, by the way.
Jake is gay. There's not a cross-dressing gay, but he's gay and all that sort of stuff. Hey, Daddy, how you going? He loved it because we always play dress ups in our house.
That's the best radio story I've ever heard.
Well,
dude,
that's pretty cool.
It was
way better when they got going on now.
It was a lot of fun, but as I said, people had to do some. Like as I said, I think I had a great day, and it didn't worry me. And as I said, I didn't know the feedback was that good until I got to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to lay in cockroaches. I didn't have to. I went out and watched the guy do the sumo suit thing, and he was just about passed out. It was that hot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, sounds
that was
fun.
it, and all that. And it was a good day. And unfortunately, I didn't win the 15.
Well, if you want to see Aaron do exactly the same thing, make sure you let us know. Because he will do it. All right? If we get enough DMs on Instagram, at One Too Many Pod,
there you go.
Aaron will go out and do exactly what my dad did.
I'm going to say.
Fair
And I just
enough?
said, I got photos.
I don't like
put
that.
photos up. You can see what it is.
I don't
he will
like
do
that.
exactly
I don't
the
like
same
how he
thing.
said fair enough on camera. Like I was gonna say yes.
You've
Nah,
got you
lock
said
it
you
in.
keep
Lock
saying
it
you've
in,
got the
Eddie.
legs for it. You don't. You shave, don't you, Dan?
No, I
You have to
don't
just
actually.
shave,
No, but
Dan.
you got the hair. You got the hair
Oh,
for
dude,
it.
you would
got
be
the
a
hair.
hairy motherfucker, wouldn't you?
I'm so hairy, bro.
Definitely got to shave down. You got to get that photo.
Like,
great. That'd be awesome for you to do that.
You know what though? I do want to shave my legs.
Oh,
I do
here
want to
we
shave my
go.
legs.
Here we
and shave my
fucking
chest.
go.
Okay, I've
Get on
never,
board, mate.
I've never done it.
Never said I wanted to wear a fucking dress, bro.
Don't knock it till you try it. It was freedom, dude. I didn't mind it.
Oh no, bet underwear or no underwear?
None. You can't have none. You don't do none. I don't do none now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why would you? I don't understand. I never understood that.
No, that's fair enough. Freeballing feels so much
It just
better,
feels so good.
right? Because you can never get the right size undie, bro. It's like
I think about dudes when they wear like kilts.
Yeah.
They just look so like they're just happier. They just look
happier. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Hey, bro. As long as you're comfortable with your sexuality, you can do whatever the
Legit.
fuck you want, man.
that shaving those legs, I was shaving the body from 1 to 10. It felt weird for weeks putting jeans on for the first time.
Yeah.
When you don't know, down, man. I got no problem with it. It felt great.
I hate the regrowth thing though. Like when I got the chest thing done, so I got a new chest hat.
But
sick, bro.
But did you
shaved it?
You
and
shaved
now,
it. Shave doesn't count.
No, but
You gotta wax
now
it.
it's going back. It fucking itches. It feels my shirt. Nah.
Wax hurts. You'd think that the bikini line, all that sort of stuff hurts, but the back of the knees kill.
Oh,
It hurt. That hurt.
You know what? You know what I think would hurt inside of the thighs, bro.
Yeah.
it's
No,
all right.
back
I was
of
not an
thigh.
overly hairy
Oof.
person. Like my brother and my dad, like hairy bears, man. Like probably like yourself. But
Yeah, man. I
don't
got black hair, so it's like
Yeah.
it might not be as hairy, but like it
Yeah,
just looks mad hairy.
I'm hairy, but I'm not as hairy as what you guys are.
Yeah.
But I got like black hair on my chest. But I got like blondes on my arms and stuff.
It was
like
good
that.
fun, man. It was, as I said, I had a great day. It was a good radio competition. As I said, I'm not embarrassed. It takes a lot to get me embarrassed by anything
No, that's cool.
sort of stuff. I mean,
I like
Gotta
that.
get Jason out for some of the vlogs.
I was going to say,
I reckon he'll be good with some pranks, like doing like a father son thing. Like I want to do, we go and do like a tennis coach thing, and he's like the over dad. Like I want you to be good at sports kind of thing.
yeah, but as soon as they know that's bullshit, as soon as they see you try to swing a racket,
That's the idea.
coordination.
That's the idea. And you're like, fucking hell, what are you doing, son? Like, oh, that's what fucking Roger Federer. And I'm like, bro, leave me alone, Dad. I just want to play Minecraft.
Oh no!
I reckon things like that, and we prank I reckon that'd be great.
I think it's just funny watching you play sport.
I can't believe you didn't like me being your coach, man. What the fuck
bro,
is
no,
that?
this
That would be funny.
motherfucker. This
Serious.
motherfucker.
Seriously,
I am the best
I
soccer
was
player.
easy on you, man.
I am the best soccer player ever who existed in life. Fuck off, Cristiano Ronaldo or whatever his name is.
Sam Kerr.
Sam but no, he used to be my coach, and all I used to hear was I'd be playing like mid or whatever, and this motherfucker every fucking game, even when you weren't the coach, would sit there screaming at me to go do whatever. And I'm like this fat motherfucker is sitting on the side of the fucking line, not running, but he expects me to do it for 90 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like love, bro.
That sounds like Australia, to be honest.
Dude. Just trying to make you a better
player. Go! And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm dying, bro.
Damn, man.
Keep moving, man. It's an 80 and 90 minute game, you know.
I was 12. I was unfit. It wasn't good.
You know, I was on the Smarties. You know.
Yeah, he's in the eating the fucking things. Like,
nah, that's cool.
Don't mind a bit of sugar.
But let's also talk about how you abandoned me when I was a child.
Which time?
When I was
Which time?
Lol.
I got abandoned when I was a child at 18, 19. But you guys moved away.
Bro, you say you're a child at that age.
Okay. So Jake was mature enough. Zach, we were on the fence about. We had an opportunity to buy a business.
Still are on the fence.
We had an opportunity to buy a business up at Noosa and run our own business in accommodation up at Noosa. And I've got a really good job in Brisbane, which I love and still do. Hence the reason I'm spend half my time here, half my time in Noosa. So long story short, we basically moved out of home. The kids weren't going, so we moved out of home. Mm-hmm. and that was like at the space of 18. Zach was 18, Jake was like 20, sort of thing. Maybe 20, I don't know. Something like that. So we moved out of home because they weren't going anywhere.
In the meantime, Aaron had already moved in.
And then Aaron moved in.
Before you moved out.
Before you moved out.
They just didn't know it yet.
Well, it's like Jack moved in his last year of high school.
Yeah, Jack lived there for like 4 months.
Yeah. Dude, seriously, got a call from Jack's mum with a week to go even or something like that.
It was like a week to go of school and he goes, is my son at your house? Yeah.
We used to get those phone calls too.
Dude, well, the thing was, the rule in my house was that's fine. If you go to school, I don't give a shit if you stay. You go to school, and if your parents call me, you piss me off. I don't want to know.
I don't want to talk to your parents.
I don't want to know about if your parents are calling me. There's a reason because you haven't been talking to them.
Yeah.
It's not my job to talk to them.
Facts.
Anyway, so Zach,
I agree with that.
Jack's mum rang up. You're a sweet dude. That's all right.
Fine.
I don't think my parents knew where I was. To be honest with you,
that's all right. They didn't have mine ever. I don't know. Jack's mum.
No, you guys moved out. I moved out. I had Aaron move in like a month before you guys moved out.
Yep.
As soon as you guys moved out, that's the day that the beers started flowing, the party started pumping,
and the
neighbors started going.
Started complaining, man. Seriously,
bro, every weekend, bro.
Aaron moved in with his stupid big doof 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 boombox, doof doof doof. And that's all the music was.
It's the only thing I had, bro. It's like the only thing I ever owned in my life at that stage, bro. I was like,
I had a speaker.
Phone calls from neighbours. Hey, the music's loud. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I go, okay.
Yeah, I'm in Noosa.
I'm in Noosa, dude. Here's Zach's number, man. You got a problem calling him?
They wouldn't call me.
No,
they'll just call the cops, bro.
Yeah. No. Eventually, we had to put a wall. Like where the back section was, we never had a wall. So I put a back section up for the neighbours for a wall. It didn't really help much because it was great.
Well, no, the neighbours directly next to us stopped complaining, but every other neighbour complained.
But 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you know, you guys are obviously having prees, you're going out, you're doing your thing. Some would hang at the house, some would not. Now, I was there 50% of the time, so I would but I was upstairs. I didn't hear half the stuff. It didn't worry me. I didn't really care. And then it's like when you particularly would get home, Aaron, at 2 o'clock in the morning and turn the music up because he was passed out somewhere, either in the gutter or in the bed, always by himself. But you would come up and I'd go, who's turning the music up, dude? The neighbours are texting me at stupid o'clock in the morning.
I think you're getting me and Baz confused. Like, we look alike.
Can I just say, Baz cracked me up. He was just seriously a whole other world. But yeah, I used to got so many neighbours would text me when I would move up. I'm in Noosa, man. I can't do much. Here's Zach's number. You know,
they would never fucking call me anyway. They called
until the night old mate rocked up at your back fence.
No, I want to talk before that. I want to talk about how the other neighbour rocked up at the front door.
Oh, are you talking?
Yeah, we won't say names.
Say his name?
No, we won't say.
Well, it helps with the story if I'm going to go through the whole thing.
You can Kurt, fuck it.
Kurt, and Tanya, love them. They're great neighbours. No dramas at all. They'd moved in up the road. They got little kids and all that sort of stuff. And I'm upstairs, passed out one night, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Kurt knocks on the door. He is smashed. And he goes, dude, can't you hear that music? I said, dude, you wake me up. The music didn't wake me up. I said, can't you hear that? It's fucking too loud. And I've been drinking with such and such next door. Now, he was drinking with a prominent ex-Bronco, again. I will say. And I don't want to drive it, but it was fun. Well, it's funny. It's not a bad story. He was drinking with him. And he goes, yeah, you're waking the kids up and this, that, and the other. I got home and you guys, can't you hear that? And he was going on. And as I said, Kurt, I'm going, Kurt, dude, I can't hear shit.
So he knew Kurt prior.
We knew Kurt prior.
We met before.
Kurt, we'd have chats and we'd no dramas at all with Kurt and all that sort of stuff. No. And tell you. Anyway, and I got Aaron, turn the music down because he was passed out somewhere, whatever.
No, I was there that night.
Yeah, turn the music down, whatever. That's fine. The next day I went and saw. I said, I'll go up and apologise, see what's going on. And wife Tanya said, Tanya, hey man, sorry about that, waking your kids up. And I said, no. He said, you were fine. He said, what happened? He goes, well, no, he'd been drinking all night with such and such next
Broncos
door.
player.
Broncos player next door. And he goes, ex-Broncos player next retired Broncos
Can
player
I say his name? I don't know who it is, but like you can beep it out. It's not Andrew G.
It was Andrew. So he was drinking. He was drinking with Andrew G next door. And Andrew, again, he was drinking with Andrew G next door. And he goes. I said, so what happened? He goes, well, no, you didn't wake me up or anything like that. He goes, basically, what happened was Andrew was having fun winding Kurt up because Kurt was drunk. And he goes, so Kurt goes, right, I'm going down. And apparently Andrew was having a great time. He just
sitting there laughing.
He's laughing.
He's like, I got it. I did it. Yes.
He's winding Kurt up. Kurt's come down and wake me up because I've got to go to work the next morning and go, oh, fuck, what's going on?
Andrew, don't you hear that music?
Apparently, apparently they'd been at the club next door and having a great time. So as I said,
but we're going to go well now.
It wasn't a problem as such, but Andrew was winding up. Was winding up.
I went to school with Andrew's son.
We went to school with all their with their daughters.
With his kids, with the both of them. Yeah, that's cool.
We've sat there, we've had beers and sat by pool. It's no big drama, but God, that cracked me up.
And then there was another time where we had another neighbour who just moved in. And we were all going out clubbing. It was like about 10:30 at night or something like that.
I think I was working nights. I wasn't
you went. I don't think you were there. And then we had about like 10, 15 of our the boys there and a few girls or whatever. We were there partying, whatever, having fun. We have this side gate, and this guy comes up, starts fucking rattling the side gate. Shut the fuck up! What the fuck are you doing? I used to do fucking loud, blah blah blah, like yelling at us. So I'm like, and I'm buzzed. I'm like, I bet what's going on over here.
Well, you guys are all there.
We're all there. We're like literally about 10, 15 minutes away from leaving. So I got the fence, and I got the fence. I'm like, yo, stop fucking yelling and let me out, and we'll have a chat. Like let's have a chat. Like, it's good, because I was the owner of the house. He's like, fuck you, you guys are fucking loud, like yelling at me.
He's a grown-ass man.
He's like 40. Yeah, he's like shaking the gate, like, you just fucking funny, you fucking get out of this fucking neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. And I've with him my whole life.
This guy's only been there like
He's been there like a month. And it's shaking the gate. I'm like, let go of the fucking gate, and I'll come out and talk to you. And I was pissed. I'm like, get the fuck out of the gate, and I'll fucking come out right now. And he fucking let go and starts like walking down the driveway.
In the meantime, there's like 10 or 15 of Zacs mates
behind me, ready to go.
What is this guy?
So I open the gate. I'm like, where the fuck you going? Let's go. What are you doing? He's just fucking going back to his house.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, whatever. He was like going. I'm like, next day, Dad goes over because I told Dad, I'm like, yeah, we made trouble with the neighbor next door.
Went and saw him.
He went, two house down. Went saw him. Oh yeah, didn't handle myself too well.
He goes, I didn't handle myself too well. So
he's like, had a few too many fucking red wines and billies.
Yeah, he's Zach's number. Just text him.
And then me and Aaron ended up going to seeing him a couple of days later, and I'm just like, bro, I understand you didn't treat well. I accept your apology, and same here, we apologize for the noise. But what the fuck, man? Why are you rocking up to our house when we have 15 of our boys ready to beat the fuck out of you if you do it? Like, you're so lucky nothing happened from that. Like,
tell the story about what you told me the other night about the club next door.
Oh yeah, so I didn't found this out. So you know how we live behind the bowls club. We live behind a bowls club. You know, they have functions and parties and whatnot there all the time. They have a liquor licensing that they can't make noise after 10:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so this is like there's a lot of houses like behind them. So there's a lot of like neighborhoods kind of thing. Basically, people call up the liquor license place on them all the time, tell them to shut the fuck up. If they have too many issues, they get shut down. So they just don't do it. They like shut down by before 10 o'clock, no noise.
Yeah.
And I know the owner really well now, and we're really good friends with all them and the bartenders and whatnot. So I was talking to the owner today, and we're talking about like the noise complaints and stuff like that. And he goes, "Bro, you cause me more trouble than the club causes me myself." This is the manager of the club. And I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean?" He goes, I used to get calls at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm in bed asleep, and there's a liquor licensing place sitting there saying, "Yo, you guys need to shut down. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. You guys are being too loud." And he's sitting there like, "Bro, I'm in bed. The club's shut. Shut. we didn't even open tonight, and it was always our house having parties that causing them to get liquor licensing problems.
That's wild.
So yeah, we used to throw fucking bangers back in those days.
Yeah, but that's moved out of home. It was a good place, you know.
It was a good place, man.
But I spent 50% of my time down there, and I said I just tried to keep out of your guys' road because you guys are paying the bills. I didn't have any dramas. As I said, if there was, it's just a matter of.
It was just noise complaints, really.
It was noise. Seriously, it was a lot of the noise complaints was like 2 a.m, but you know, that was like from blocks down the road.
Yeah, fuck. Okay.
I remember one night.
Across 5 suburbs.
I remember one night the cops rocked up.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, I walked up to the car and they go, Zach? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, and they look at the screen and they've got my ID up there already and everything like that. And
they knew exactly.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how can I? It's like they've fucking been here for months. And I'm like, how can I help you or whatever? And he goes, there's people walking around the neighborhood ripping flowers and plants out of garden beds. And I was like, it's not my party. And he goes, you're the only party going.
The backyard's full of like 30
there's like 50, 60 people in the backyard. I'm like, nah, not me, bro. We've got a fucking pre-drink for like 10, 15 people.
Like, everyone's still here, bro.
What do you mean, bro? And then
Zach can't tell time it's like 2 in the morning.
My only saving grace is the bowl club had a function that night. So they had just shut down. And it was 100% our fucking party. There's no doubt. There's fucking rat bags at our party doing that shit. And they're like, all right, either way, we've gotten over 10 noise complaints from you guys tonight. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. So legally, I'm meant to charge you and take you to the office and get you charged.
We're starting to annoy those boys.
Yeah, and they're like,
they had a busy night, obviously, if they didn't take.
Yeah, but they're like, and they're like, legally, I'm meant to take you to the station and charge you, and you're meant to give you a court date. And I was like, bro, like, I swear there's only like 5 people here, and like three of them live here. And in the meantime, 4 fucking chicks walk out, getting out here, getting the Ubers. There's only 3 people left, I swear. And they're like, Zach, look.
More chicks live in that house and staying with you.
Yeah, and I'm like, Zach, look, we know you. We've been here. If we get one more phone call, you're in the back of the cop car and you're going to court. You're getting a court date. And I'm like, there's not going to be one. It's fine. And I come back and Aaron's there and I'm like, I grab the speaker, I put him in my room, like, shut the fuck up. I ain't doing no court date shit.
I'm not going to jail for Bubba.
But we still like 50 odd people in the backyard.
Bro, that was wild, man. I think I got in a fight with like a couple of people walking out of the bowls club as well. Declan pulled me off someone.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like out the front of your house.
Yeah, out the front of the house.
Because like I was out the front. I don't know what I was doing, but there was people leaving the party, getting in Uber.
Leaving our part and leaving yours.
Leaving out.
Not our party. Their party.
Yeah. So leaving Ridge Street house.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I can't say that. Fuck. Yeah. Leaving the Green Slopes house, right?
Ridge Street house is fine.
Leaving Ridge Street house. And then like I don't know what it was, but I just walked out at some stage, and then one of the guys at the party, he was having words with some people from the bowls club.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, fuck this. I broke it up and I was like, bro, get in your Uber, fuck off.
To our guy, like, get the fuck
I was
Uber,
like, you
fuck
fuck off, bro, go away, whatever.
That's it.
And these guys were like grown men too. And I was like, to the other guys, I was like, go the fuck away.
It's
like,
not becoming a good time there.
Yeah. And I was like, look, man, it's late. He's had drinks. You've had drinks. Doesn't matter. Fuck off. Like, got him in the Uber. He's all fucked off. This guy, bro, get my mate in the Uber. He's gone. The guy who I told calm down, he spits at me. I was like, nah, red, bro. Fucking ladies, bro.
You spinning people doing
I was like,
ridiculous.
no, that's the one. Okay.
But then
it was on.
But then it happens to be that Declan, one of our mates, rocked up at that exact
good
time.
timing.
So Aaron's like, fucking right, let's go. Declan just comes, grabs him, goes, give me a cunt, and he just pulls him inside.
Let's go.
Bro,
like, perfect timing.
I was like, Declan, bro, you couldn't have come here at any, like, beep the names out, but you couldn't have come out here at any other fucking time, bro. I'd have laid that motherfucker.
It's just one of those. Look, as I said, it's not even a generational thing, dude. I mean, I remember getting in trouble again. Went out for drinks, RE with Brad, my brother, and a heap of his mates. we were just leaving. We were hammered. And as I said, I was all of 19, 18, 20 years old at the time, sort of thing. And we'd had a heap of nights at the RE Hotel. And we would go walking across, and there was probably 4 guys, 1 girl. We're sort of going to catch a cab, going to get the cab home, sort of thing. Mate, these 2 guys just like muscle-bound dudes just mouthing off at us. And we outnumbered in relation to them. We're not fighters.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, we're good.
All of a sudden, we're in basically one of the first fights in Brisbane I'd been at, and it's these 2 guys that just getting they came up and went to get in the cab. I said, take the cab, man. There's no dramas at all, sort of thing. And then they go, no, you guys are the guys that are mouthed off, and the cab's gone. Old mate's punched me in the face. Fuck. And I've just gone, that hurt. Grabbed him, stood him up, as I said. Then all of a sudden, the other guys, there's muscle-bound boys, some guys wailing. Brad's just not looking, and some guys wailing on him, and Brad's trying to negotiate as he does.
Just getting knocked.
In the meantime, I think it was Muzz and Fivey. I'm grabbing this guy, and this guy into this guy. Because he hit me first. We were just take the cab, dude. We don't give a shit. We go catch that, whatever. And into this guy, and sort of holding him, and he just fell in a heap on the ground. He was fine, but as I said, it's not. You just see red. People do shit, man. And as I said, but it's so important to keep it under control. You look at this, back then it was just done fights and that. This day and age, you see knives and all that sort of stuff.
It's ridiculous.
And the king hits and all that sort of shit is just, where people have died. It's ridiculous. And then
you just got to know when enough's enough. You know what I mean?
It's so hard. And as I said, you just add alcohol and some of the drugs, and I'm not talking way out of pot that come into the generation of these days. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous in relation to, doesn't just...
It's because it's glorified though in this society now, man. It's like your favorite rapper's doing it. You know what I mean?
I think one of the best things they ever did was bring out. Stop calling the king here a coward punch. Yeah. And as I said, because it is legitimately
So shit.
It's if that as I said, we had as I said, I've been in a series of fights, nothing major or anything like that, but it's just been face to face. There was none of this sneaking up behind some bullshit crap.
100%.
This day and age, you got morons, knives and. Oh, as I said, don't even get me into the guns in America and all that sort of shit.
No, I really wanted to get into that, but it's not even worth it, man.
Oh, it's the fact that you can go out and buy a freaking automatic gun, an automatic gun, and you can't even go and buy a beer in your own country. Seriously,
stupid.
Bro, I went into fucking Walmart when I was 11 years old and bought a fucking BB gun over the counter.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And it was a gun that basically.
It looked identical to a fucking hand pistol.
10 metres away, hand pistol away. You could put a hole through a freaking aluminium can. So you can imagine what you can do to someone's eye. And you're going to kill someone. But and as I said, that was a kid who could go and buy that. The fact that you can do that in America, seriously,
it's dumb.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. But
their priorities are fucking sideways, man.
That's where this whole coward shit, and then you add social media to it where people are posting shit online, and whether it be... I don't know, car crashes or punches and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. It's sorry, dude, went off on a different tangent.
That's all right.
No. It's not you.
On that, I think we'll wrap up after this. But one more thing I want to ask your opinion about was a time that Aaron pushed Brandon and Aaron pushed Sage through the wall in the restaurant.
Hang on a sec, I wasn't there for that.
I know, but what was
you guys told me about?
I know, but
we hit it
saw the hole in the wall though.
Okay.
We hid that behind a painting.
We did too.
We hid that behind a painting.
Yeah, so
I'll relate it to a story. Okay. So, great. You and your brother pushed Jesus. You and your brother pushed each other through a wall.
No. Oh. Aaron and Brandon pushed Sage through the wall.
Fucking Brandon, seriously.
I'm not snitching on any of the boys, bro. I'm just saying.
Cap.
Yeah, look, again.
You capping, bro.
But you repair the shit, and you did. It's
like... No, we didn't.
Well, the wall got repaired. Because it's like the door having to repaired.
Is that how the wall got...
That's how I got the report.
It's
like the stripper pole in the middle of the room.
That was sick, bro.
I know. We had a stripper pole in the middle of the lounge room. When it got taken down, just repair the roof. I don't give a shit.
Hello,
Amy. Hello, Mum.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, fitness pole. It wasn't a stripper pole.
A fitness pole. Okay, so story goes. The whole you and your brother Brandon wall. when I was...
Mum didn't know about that, did she?
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, you can answer to her. 18.
Sorry, Mum. No, say sorry.
Sorry, Mum.
Again, we haven't had that conversation yet from your first podcast, all right? Yeah, sleep with your mum. So I was your age. I was 18. Mum and Dad were out of town again. Had a party. Said to Brad, my brother, I'm going to have a party. Going to have a heap of friends over. Can you be there? You know, like I was 17, 18. So Brad would have been,
27, 26.
Not quite. Jeez, he turned 60 this year. He's going to hate you. So he was 8 years older than me. So I said, yeah, I'll come over. No worries, hang out. And he knew my friends and all that sort of stuff. We'd all grown up together, gone through kindy night sort of shit. Well, two of my friends were wrestling. Stuart and Clifford, shout out. Wrestling, massive big dent in the wall, in the hallway. Can't miss it. Again, it was behind a quilt that Mum used to make.
That's what I'm saying. Bro.
But no, it's fine. I can't hold it. They knew it was there. Of course, they're not going to see it. And I go, okay, and that was it. And so again, it's not the only one, dude. It's all happened before. It's just that calm. I mean, I had a mate who rocked up, and in where I come from, it was nonsense. He was a punk, like full on black leather.
Yeah.
He had the hair. And again, where I grew up, that was unusual.
Yeah.
Very good. Shout out to Clifford again. He rocked in. I had a Cocker Spaniel dog. This fucking dog went off when he walked in the door. He did not like him at all. And he was one of the nicest guys around. Okay, sweet. No dramas at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, went off. But just... you can't pick it. We've all been through shit. We've all put holes in walls.
100%, man. Put holes in your driveway wall too.
Yeah, again, repair it, dude.
And he did, though.
That's the thing. You can open that, thanks, man.
I don't have the fucking bottle opener.
Yeah, I got it. But yeah, you got to. As I said, it's about respect. And one of the things that with Zach and Jake, again, Jake's
so much more respectful.
Oh yeah, but the mates around.
Yeah,
that was one of the rules we sort of had. As long as you showed respect to us, to Amy and myself in the house, and that it was fine. And
100%.
I grew up with my parents was the same.
It was a house to go to.
My parents had the house that their kids would go to. My house had. I remember as a kid, I was like 8 or 9 year old kid. My brother's mates would rock up, and again, Mum and Dad had the house they'd go to. One of Brad's mate, I think it was Rocket Rod, rocked up, and he had bark off his legs. He'd fallen off his motorbike. I don't know if he was drunk or not. I was an 8 year old, 9 year old kid. It was great from my perspective. Here he was. Mum was there picking the asphalt, the asphalt and shit out of his legs. So I've grown up. As I said, my mum and dad are fantastic. I was showing really good respect, and as I said, to this day, my mum and dad are obviously, Zach and Jake and Amy are my best friends.
Yeah,
I was growing up with that. There's nothing that I wouldn't share with them. That's why saying this stuff here tonight, I don't care.
Yeah,
like as I said,
we definitely have an open relationship with some shit.
You guys have a great relationship, bro. That's crazy,
and it's so important. If you've got to be able to communicate, Like, as I said, I really respect the fact that what you guys are doing. I've seen a lot of your podcasts where you talk about mental health and things like that. And as I said, I didn't need to or know about it growing up or anything like that. I've just always had that avenue where I've been able to do that. I've always wanted to have that open. I've always had that open communication with my parents, with my brother, with my sister, and hopefully, obviously, with my kids where they can come to do that. And with you guys, we've sat round tables after bad car crashes and all that sort of stuff. And
we were the house to go to.
Had conversations, and Amy grew up with a different sort of a little bit different to what I did, but that's just what it is. I had that solid thing, and I grew up with that place from my brother's friends to my friends where they could just come and you could talk. I mean, and that's where I really like what you guys with your podcast and this generation of being open about talking about mental health issues and all that sort of stuff, because it's full on important.
Yeah, man.
And
it's a real thing, bro.
I've lost a good friend that I haven't spoken to in probably 10 years, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I've got another good mate who I went to school with who I have spoken to, and someone said something to me. I actually don't know who it is. They said, I'd rather sit there and listen to you bitch and moan at me for hours and hours and hours than have to give a 2-minute eulogy at your funeral.
Fucking oath, man. That's that is like the realest thing I've ever heard, bro. Like,
and I that's not my words. I can't remember where it came from. I just heard it someday.
No,
one of my mates said it to me, and as I said, I've had my own bouts of problems.
Yeah.
And done my own therapies and all that sort of stuff. And I've never been to a point where I've wanted to do what, as I said, I've lost good mates and all that sort of stuff. But, I've been to a point where I'm quite happy to, I don't know, get hurt, feel pain and everything like that. But I've always had that open relationship where I can talk to.
You have people you can talk to. And I feel like a lot of people don't feel like that in a lot of ways as well. But at the end of the day, a lot of people definitely do. It's really sad to think that like, a lot of people feel like that's the only option.
Some people don't have an option. Feel like they don't.
Yeah.
But again, reach out, dude.
Yeah.
There's someone there.
Yeah,
There's someone there, whether it be
100%.
your lifeline numbers or your mate.
There's always someone you can talk to.
You've got to talk to someone. As I said, one of the things that's just rung true is I'd rather he's bitch at me for hours and days at one end and have to spend to do your eulogy.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fucking great. I think that's a great thing to say though as well.
100%, man. That's like the realest thing you ever
I think that was
hear.
perfect.
Sorry, I brought that really down. Sorry.
No.
I think that's a really good way to end it too.
Like 100%.
Yeah, don't apologise for that.
No.
It's really important that you've got to be able to talk to, as I said, people. And as I said, I know it's a guy thing. Sometimes you. As I said, that's why I really
toxic masculinity kind of thing.
Yeah, and as I said, I was lucky enough. As I said, I grew up in a house where I had my dad and my brother that I could talk to, like whatever the conversations or anything like that. I've always felt that comfortable. Don't get me wrong. There's conversations that I've had with other people that I haven't felt comfortable having with my dad, but you got to have that thing. As I said, it was taught to me that you got to have that person, not that people or feel like you got to reach out, and whether that be I don't know, freaking a lifeline number or a.
Or a friend, brother, sister.
You've got to talk. I mean, we've all, based on what I've been hearing from the podcast, we've all lost people.
Hell yeah.
And all had people hurting. And as I said, I've got a mate right now who clicked into it. You guys sort of know through connections. As I said, I'd just reach out, just reach out.
That's the thing again, yeah.
As I said, I lost one of my. As I said, it actually impacted. I hadn't spoke to him in over 10 years, and it impacted me a lot more than what I thought. When I found out he had passed, I just wish I had that one comment. I just wish that he had rung me before that. Well, your brother said that to me one day. Your brother lost a good mate of his, and he said
it was my brother lost his best mate.
Your brother lost his best mate, and he basically. And your brother ring true. He said to me, I said, what's going on? I just wish that he'd rung me. I just wish that he'd rung me at that time.
That's crazy hearing that though.
And it really hurt. It really hit. And I said, you're right. He said, it just, reach out, dude.
That's it.
Reach out. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No.
Sorry. You 100% don't have to apologize for that ever, man.
Well, it's a big thing we want to talk about too.
Yeah, it's such a real thing, and like people don't talk about it enough. I think personally, bro.
No,
like,
100%.
it's just like so much awareness that needs to be spread out there for people going through it.
Yeah, and as I said, I've done therapies and. I've been to do like I always found fitness to be a really good thing for me.
Hell yeah,
as
man!
I said, please,
We can tell.
maybe not for the last 6 months or so, 6 years. But as I said, I've always found that. As I said, like I said, I've been through my own things. Where at the point where I'm happy to step into a boxing ring and put my hands down and get hurt, feel pain.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And I've been there. It's not new. It's not. It's you just gotta. Reach out to your mates and be there for your mates. It's another thing. 100%. And it's one of the things I respect about, as I said, not just you two and your group.
Yeah.
As such, you got to have that group of male, female, whoever it is.
I think we've got a really good, solid group of friends, man. Yeah. Like heads screwed on. Like obviously everyone's an idiot when they want to be and all that shit. But like when it comes down to the real shit, man.
To it, and a big part of that was a big part of what showed me that was that crash.
Yeah,
fuck. And as I said, that was
6, 7 years ago.
So
6, 7 years ago,
and that brought a big thing to me about seeing how close. As I said, you guys talk, and I didn't have to do much except listen. You guys were talking to each other.
Well, you were the first phone call.
Yeah, it was freaky. But
it was like. Bang, yo, here, right now, go. And you're like, yep, done. Bang. I was like, cool. Ambulance.
I was running out the door going, what's going on? There's a crash.
And you got there just after the ambulance too.
And that was scary. But again, that wasn't had anything to do with mental health or anything. That was just
the aftermath of
thing
it.
about being able to talk about shit to everybody and
fucking hurt.
That
was scary.
It's
Don't want to go through that again.
As a parent, that was scary.
But it wasn't even your son or anything. Yeah. All right. Well, at that point, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's
really
do it.
appreciate you.
I hope it's all right, guys.
It was good. It was fucking fantastic.
You're great, bro.
That's the
Great.
senior citizen edition. So
Yeah, no, that was it. Appreciate you coming on. Just remember, like, comment, subscribe. If you're ever going and wanted to stay at the sunny coast, what is it called? Sandy
Shores. Sandy Shores. Come up.
It's a solid place, man. It's fucking good,
If
bro.
you want to come and throw a mad party in one of the rooms, go hard.
Hit Jason up.
Go to Sunshine Coast. Somewhere else. Don't come anywhere near me because I don't want to know anything about you.
No, if you want a good accommodation, go up there.
Just come up. Just come.
Come up, say hello.
It's central to everything too.
It's
But also, regardless of that, get out and enjoy your life, guys.
That's it.
As I said, get out and enjoy it, whether it be camping or
Going to Bali.
Just
Live your life,
I don't know
man.
about Bali, dude.
Lady boys.
Get out and see Australia, dude. That's what I
yeah.
reckon. Get out and see
100%.
it.
And
Go grandma.
Yeah, so like, subscribe, comment everything below. If you want to see Aaron dress up in a pink sequin dress and talk about, go to the bars,
Like that.
go all that.
Like-
Make sure you comment below. Let us know. Comment below. Let us know on Instagram if you want to see that. We will make a video.
Mine was a
about it.
3/4 dress. I think Aaron should be a mini for sure.
I think Aaron is going crop top.
You want to see my
to
dick?
the
Just
way.
say it, man. That's okay.
Just say it, Jason.
shrinkage. Come on with the shrinkage.
It was cold.
Maybe
cold. It was
maybe
cold,
summer,
man.
bro. Maybe summer. We'll do it in summer.
All right, thank you very much,
Right.
guys. Thank you, Jason, coming on. My dad.
Thanks, guys.
And
Thanks,
let's go. You.
There it is.
Oh fuck.
That's why.